Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. The Senate has just passed legislation giving federal protections to same-sex and interracial.
The following is a production of WCMP Sports. It's time for a high school basketball matchup here on WCMP as we have a season opener for girls basketball. We see the Pine City Dragons set to face off against the Mora Mustangs. We'll have tip-off coming here shortly. We'll head to the court now for the pregame.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's girls basketball matchup here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350, and 95.5 FM KBEK. It is the Mora Mustangs taking on the Pine City Dragons here. It's rivalry night here in Mora, the home of the Mustangs, as these two teams get set to take their season from the top. Yes, it is opening night for both of these teams here at Mora High School between, as I mentioned, the home-standing Mora Mustangs and the visiting Pine City Dragons. Good evening, everybody, and I am Ethan Game Day Gilman. I'll be bringing you all the action from tonight's game, as I mentioned, between the Mora Mustangs and the Pine City Dragons. This should be a good one. Everyone here is excited. The JV game was pretty fun as well. And we take a look, not a whole lot of points scored, a total of about 51 scored between the two teams there in that JV game. But it was really the second half where we seen most of the points come, and Pine City was able to come from behind there in that second half and take the victory in JV 27-24. In this one, it is the comeback of Sophie Lottie for the Pine City Dragons that we're all watching for. Of course, last year, she was unable to play due to a knee injury that she suffered. So she got a different perspective of the game last year, and she sat on the sidelines, but she didn't really sit. She was very much a player coach last year, and Ted Haas said that's kind of how he wanted her to see the game and have her be able to get the game from a different perspective and be able to learn in a different way so that she can come this year, her senior year, be much more not only prepared, but also have a lot better of an understanding of the game and a different view of the game, and I had a chance to interview her at her LOI signing. Of course, Sophie Lottie going to be playing Division I basketball at the University of Wisconsin Green Bay. So again, congratulations to her, and good luck not only on this regular season and hopefully postseason, but also on her future endeavors in college as well. Of course, congratulations to her playing college basketball, Division I, at University of Wisconsin Green Bay. But continuing on, she said in that LOI interview that I had with her about a month ago, I think it was, that she said, she is so blessed and happy to be back. But she also said that year off really gave her a different perspective of basketball, saying that, now I know it's my senior year, and I can't take it for granted. Of course, I'm paraphrasing. Those are not her exact words per quote, but those were her words. Again, paraphrasing, but she is just so happy to be back. She's so excited, and this Pine City Dragons team has been good year in and year out for a stretch of time now, and they have a big old target on their back right now. You've got a lot of returning players. They did graduate, I think, 2 or 3 players last year, so a lot of returning players from last year, but they have a big target in their back, not just in the conference, but in their class as well. So they have a long ways to go throughout this season. But again, they are heavily favored, not only in the conference, but in their section as well. And getting Sophie Lottie back, it's got to feel like that will really elevate their play to another level. They played without her last year and were still very, very good. One of the top 5 teams in their section and came up just short in the playoffs. But this year she's back, and of course it's not just one player for Pine City. You've got a bunch of other players, like younger players like Brooke Bolin, who can really step up. She's good with the ball on the perimeter and inside. She's not afraid to take it inside. Vivian Lottie, another younger player for the Pine City Dragons, who really does a good job when she has the ball. We've seen her in the second half of that JV game, and she did a very good job as well. And Mallory Klepper, who will see some varsity time as well. Those are the younger players that we're talking about that will see some significant time on the varsity spot this year, just because of the fact that they like to get those younger players some valuable minutes in game. But those are just some of the younger players. Now you go to the veteran players like Chloe Lynn, Carly Jusak, and of course the aforementioned Sophie Lati, but also Ella Sell. Those are your seniors other than Carly Jusak. Ella Sell, Sophie Lati, and Chloe Lynn are the seniors, and you can bet they're expecting a big year from themselves, seeing as how they came up short in the playoffs last year. But you can bet that this year they expect nothing but a strong showing in the playoffs and to push themselves deep into the playoffs, and they've got to feel like that this is a very good year for them to do that because of Sophie Lati's appearance back out on the court in uniform this year. And again, it's not just because of her, but the team is just been practicing, and I've heard so much good from the coaches and players and people from around the basketball team and around the town that are just so excited for this year. Then you look over to Mora, who has had some up and down seasons, and not normally not looked at as the favorite in the conference, because you got Albany, you got Foley, Malacca, and then you also got Piers and St. Cloud Cathedral, who are usually all battling for that top spot. But Mora is a team who I like to describe as a thorn in your side, a team who you might overlook because of their past, not necessarily being super dominant in their game, but they are just so good, and they can just be such a thorn in your side, and you give them any time of day, and they can really take over a game. And now, unfortunately, I haven't been able to cover Mora as often as Pine City, but I've watched a couple of the games over the years, and this is a team who can be very stingy. Their defense is very aggressive. They will not let you get anything easy. Their offense, sometimes it just feels like it's just one thing away from being that elite offense, and they return a couple of players as well. And looking at the senior players, you got Shay Osmus and Sophie Steffen, who both were big-time players last year, and Sophie Steffen, one of the bigger players from last year that I can remember. She is a valuable player for them, and she plays volleyball as well, a very valuable volleyball player as well. But then you got Amber Fix, Quincy Osmus, who both had time on the court last year, as well as Avery Ennis and Cole Graff, along with Parker Ennis. So you've got a bunch of returning players for Mora as well, and you just feel like with both of these teams returning a good chunk of players, you feel like this game might not be as heavily favored as some expect it to be. I think Pine City is favored, but I don't think it's as heavily favored as people would like it to be for Pine City. I think Mora definitely has a chance in this one. If they can get out to an early, fast start, I think they definitely have a chance to come in here and pull off a week one upset. Now, it is the start of the season, and a lot of times at the start of the season, the full playbook isn't installed yet. You're not 100% sure what you have in your team yet because, again, you haven't played a full game against another team yet. So it'll be interesting to see what we get from both of these teams week one. Of course, JV was pretty darn fun. Mora had the lead the entire first half in that JV game. Then in the second half, Pine City came from behind to take the victory 27-24. But in this game, again, I think if Mora can get off to a fast start and you can take away the big three early on, and the big three that I'm talking about are Chloe Lynn, Sophie Lati, and Carly Jusak, and all of them creeping up to 6 feet, if not over 6 feet tall. So that's the big three, the big three for Pine City, and if you can stifle them on offense early on and not allow them to be factors in the defensive play early on, I think there's a good chance that Mora can get out to a fast start. Now that, of course, a lot of factors have to fall into place. Not only do you have to get out to a fast start, that means your offense is moving like a well-oiled machine. That means you're keeping Pine City off the board. That's going to be hard to do. You've got, again, Sophie Lati, Ella Sell, Chloe Lind, Carly Jusak, who all know how to get on the board and get on the board very quickly and easily. So, and you've got to allow them not to get into the paint as well, because not only are they good from the perimeter, as I'm just watching Sophie Lati take shots from about college three range, this team can go inside as well. And don't count out the shorter gals on this team. Ella Sell, 5'2" as she's listed on the roster, but my goodness, she will play in amongst the trees, so to speak, down in the paint. She is one of the more aggressive height disadvantage. I don't know how to call it. I don't want to seem like I'm talking about her height too much, but she is shorter, but she is not afraid to go into the paint and fight amongst the trees and battle inside. She is just not afraid to do that, and we've seen her before be aggressive inside and make shots from there amongst the taller players who have their hands over it. She just does so well in the paint, and don't be surprised if she does that again here tonight, because her speed really kind of sets the tone on defense and offense. She does a good job of stealing the ball and taking the ball for herself down inside the paint and shooting it amongst the trees. So that is going to do it for the pregame. We'll talk more as the game goes along, but that is it. We are going to get our national anthem, our starting lineups. Then when we come back, we'll be set for tip-off here in Mora between the Mora Mustangs and the Pine City Dragons. You're listening to Basketball on 106.5 FM, AM 1350, and 95.5 FM, KBEK.
End of the season means savings at Minnesota Equipment. Save big on remaining zero turns in stock. Bravely, Aaron's, Toro, and John Deere. Buy now with 0% financing available. That's 0 on zero turns. Need a walk behind instead? They got plenty of those too. On site and ready to go. The knowledgeable staff will get you the machine that fits your property size. Minnesota Equipment. Your neighbors. Your experts. Your neighborly experts. Highway 65 in Isanti or at minnesotaequipment.com.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank & Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/get there. Franzen Bank & Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Choose the right divorce attorney. Spear and Swanson will make sure the judge knows your side of the story. Let them help you with your divorce, custody, child support, harassment, or orders for protection. They also handle DWIs and other legal matters. The right divorce attorney does make a difference. That's why you need to choose Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-620-7586.
I'm Steve Schwartzbar, your local Edward Jones financial advisor. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of all the local teams on WCMP. Call me, Steve Schwartzbar, at 763-552-1100 for all your investment needs.
Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
It's almost time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment. Highway 65 in Isanti. Or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Back here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMP. We have the Mora Mustangs and the Pine City Dragons getting set to do battle in this opening night matchup. The starting lineups for the visiting Pine City Dragons will be senior number 3, Ella Sell, senior number 5, Sophie Lotti, junior number 10, Summer Thiemann, junior number 12, Carly Jusak, and senior number 14, Chloe Lind. On the other side for the Mora Mustangs, it is going to be senior number 4, Sophie Steffen, junior number 5, Lauren Colgraff. And then we go down to senior number 11, Shay Osmus. And junior number 13, Carla Quall, as well as junior number 32, Quincy Osmus. So we're just about set to get underway here inside Mora High School, the home of the Mora Mustangs. And this rivalry game here between these two teams should be a fun one, as this is opening night of the winter sports season for the Pine City Dragons and Mora Mustangs. It will be Chloe Lind and Quincy Osmus at center court for the tip-off. The Dragons will go right to left on your radio dial. Mustangs left to right, and the tip-off will be won by the Dragons right to Sophie Lottie. And Lynn takes it inside on the near side, gives it back out to the top of the key to Sophie Lottie. Onto the far side to Carly Jusak for 3. That's going to be no good. Good box out by the Mustangs. No good on the shot from Chloe Lind off of the rebound, and it will go the other way now for the Mora Mustangs. Mustangs get it in the corner now to Quall, and that's going to be knocked away, nearly stolen away by Lynn, but it's picked up by Osmus to the far side now to Colgraff. Colgraff nearly has it stolen away by Jusak. It's going to be stolen away by Lottie. Lottie's going to take it up the court. She stopped, give it off to Lind on the far side now to Summer Thiemann for 3 in the far side corner. That's no good. Going to be rebounded here by Quall. They will take it up the other way, will the Mustangs inside the paint. No good. Rebound there by Chloe Lind. And we're going to get a foul here called on the Mora Mustangs, and that's going to go against Quincy Osmus. And it's going to be her first foul of the game. Inbound from Lottie to Jusak, and Jusak's going to take it up the court, pass it near side corner for Lynn, and Lynn is good from 3. Lynn will get the first points on the board here for the Pine City Dragons. They lead 3-0 here in the first half. This ball is tipped, taken away by LSL. It's tipped from her. Chloe Lynn gets the take back, and she'll put it up. No good on her shot, and it's rebounded there by Sophie Steffen. They take it down the court now inside the paint, putting it up and in for 2 is Lauren Colgraff for the Mora Mustangs. Back and forth already, and Dragons had a great chance to get on the board again, but unable to do so, and now LSL has it. She gives it inside to Carly Jusak, up and in for 2. Carly Jusak, you just can't leave her that wide open. She'll make it 5-2, and now we get a whistle as that ball will go out of bounds, but we're going to get a foul called here on Chloe Lind, and that's going to be her first foul of the game. 5-2, the Dragons lead, 16:15 to go here in the first half. Inbounding it for the Mustangs will be Shay Osmus. She's going to inbound here to Quincy Osmus, and they'll start in the backcourt. This is going to be stolen away by Carly Jusak. She's trying to take it inside, and then she'll be pushed back out, gives it off to Sell. Top of the key to Chloe Lind. She's wide open. She's going to take the 3. No good on that one. Carly Jusak left wide open for the rebound and put back in for 2. That'll make it 7-2 in favor of the Dragons. And right now, the defense for the Dragons so far has just been a huge key. Poked out by Summer Thiemann racing after it, and it's going to go out of bounds. Stays with the Mora Mustangs. And again, so far, this Dragon defense has just been swarming the Mustangs offense. I mean, they really can't do much with it on offense right now. There is nowhere open for the Mustangs to go except for that one basket. Steffen with it now, and we're going to get a... That's an iffy call in my opinion. That'll be the first foul called on Summer Thiemann. That's iffy, but call nonetheless. Quincy Osmus will check out, and in for her is going to be number 24, Amber Fix. She'll check into the game for the first time, and she goes to the basket. It's no good. Rebounded here by Carly Jusak, and she takes it near the boundary line, and she has to stop, and she'll give it off now to Sophie Lottie. Lottie trying to drive, gets past one defender. Layup is in! Sophie Lottie for 2, and she'll make it a 9-2. And that ball is going to go out of bounds. Last touch by LSL. She kind of stole it away for a moment, and then it touched out of bounds. It will stay with the Mustangs. And it's stolen away by the Dragons. That's Summer Thiemann who gets the steal, but rebound goes to the Mustangs, Steffen, and she's going to throw it down court quickly. It's over the reach of Carla Quall. And it will go back to the Dragons. Last touch by the Mustangs, 9-2. The Dragons lead 15:08 to go here in the first half. Lottie will just underhand it in to Carly Jusak. Jusak going to take it up the court. And she'll start at the center now, go towards the right. She has a lane to the basket, puts it up. No good on the shot, but she's going to be fouled. She'll go to the line and shoot two. And that foul there on the Mustangs is going to be their team's second. Let's see who it's on. And they will call it on Amber Fix. That's her first foul, team second. And the shot is up and no good from Carly Jusak. So no good on her first. It's okay, she'll get another chance here. Jusak's shot is up and good. So that makes it 10-2 now in favor of the Dragons. And this inbound pass is to the Dragons. It's going to be stolen away by Carly Jusak. Given off to Lind. Lind up in for two. Stolen away by Jusak. And then up and in for two by the Dragons, Chloe Lind. That makes it 12-2. Going the other way are the Mora Mustangs, and they give it up, coughing it up. Chloe Lind is going to get the steal. And back the other way go the Dragons. With it is Sophie Lottie. Up, no good. Oh, and she goes hard into that padding on the brick wall. She's okay, though. Sophie Lottie's going to check out. In for her is going to be Brooke Boland. So Sophie Lottie comes to the sideline, going to get a breather. Mustangs will look to inbound, and that's going to go nowhere. In fact, it's going to be stolen away by Brooke Boland. Boland will give it off here to Carly Jusak. Jusak on the near side for LSL for three. That's no good. It's going to be rebounded here by Amber Fix, and it's a scrum on the floor. Oh, and a Mora Mustang player gets bent back over her leg. She is okay. That was 23. That's Tegan Oslin, who kind of got bent over the wrong way. And it's 12-2. We do get a timeout here by the Mora Mustangs, so they will call their first timeout of the first half. 12-2 is the score. The Pine City Dragons lead the Mora Mustangs. And the Pine City Dragons so far, their defense is what has kind of gotten them out to this nice early lead. But again, it's the first game. Things aren't going to look extremely clean. They're not going to look all put together just because of the fact that it is the first game. And your first game, usually you don't have everything installed yet. And you're still kind of working out the kinks with everything. But so far, this defense for Pine City looks good. The offense looks just a little bit lagging, we'll say. It just looks like they have an opportunity to really go out and I mean, blow the doors off this early on, but they've had a little bit tough time holding on to the ball once they get a turnover. Of course, they do have, let's look at it, they have, 6 steals already. With 14:21 to go here in the first half, the Mustangs inbound it. It's going to go back to Shea Osmus. She gets it up the court to Tegan Oslin, and then they're going to get a travel call on Shea Osmus, so another turnover here for the Mora Mustangs, and the Dragons will take over. Looking to inbound will be Brooke Boland. Boland has a steal to her name as well. Boland, she'll lob it up to Chloe Lind at the top of the key. Gives it over to Boland in the near side corner for three. That's good! Brooke Boland from three makes it 15-2. Chloe Lind with the assist, and then stolen away here by Carly Jusak. That's her third. Gives it off to Boland on the corner for three again. That one's no good. Going to be rebounded here by Chloe Lind. That's her third. On the far side for LSL for three, no good. Rebounded by Summer Thiemann. Now Carly Jusak with it all the way across court to Chloe Lind. She's going to give it off to Thiemann, now to Brooke Boland on the near side corner. Top of the key to LSL. LSL trying to go inside to Carly Jusak. Just goes up and over the defender, and that's going to go out of bounds. And they're going to say it was out of bounds. Last touch by Summer Thiemann. She came in like a dart to try and keep that one alive, but unfortunately she did touch out of bounds, so that will give it back to the Mora Mustangs. 15-2 is the lead for the Pine City Dragons. 13:35 to go here in the first half. And looking to inbound it for the Mora Mustangs. Can't quite see the number. That's Shea Osmus, and she's going to get it back, and she'll give it off to Amber Fix. She's double-teamed, and she's going to get called for the travel. She was double-teamed there by Sophie Lottie and Mallory Klepper, who checks into the game for the first time. Mallory Klepper played a lot there in the JV game, and now she's getting some valuable time here in the varsity game. Brooke Bolin will get the inbound from Lottie. Bolin has an opportunity. She gives it off to Jusak, now off to Klepper. Inside of Lottie, now we're in the far side corner, and that three is good! That three is from number 30, Piper Metling. And that will make it 18-2. Down the other way for the Mustangs. That one's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by the Mustangs, and the Dragons will get it back. I was kind of talking to myself about how these JV girls are going to get some valuable time this year, and just how much would they get, and how important it would be for next year. But my goodness, they are showing that early on they are really... They may not need too many because they're showing off a little bit. Again, Piper Melling open from three from the corner. It's no good. Easy rebound for Carly Jusak. No good by Carly Jusak on the rebound, and it's going to go out of bounds, but last touched by the Mora Mustangs, so it will stay with the Dragons. 18-2 is the lead for Pine City. 12:48 to go here in the first half. Sophie Lottie going to inbound, and she's got 2 points on the game. She'll look to inbound. Wanted Piper Metling. Instead, she'll give it off to Bolin. Bolin, top of the key, trying to drive inside. Will give it off to Carly Jusak. Jusak will give it off to Metling. Metling now to Klepper. Klepper inside to Jusak, and then to Lottie. No good on the three, and trying to keep it alive was Brooke Bolin, and she just misses it, and it will go out of bounds. It will go back to the Mora Mustangs. Chloe Lynn will check into the game, and checking in for the first time will be number 24, Emma Belsheim. Emma Belsheim got a lot of playing time last year on varsity. She showed her ability to shoot the three and be a very good teammate, playing both sides very well. This shot is up and no good that time, and rebounded by Chloe Lind. That shot there by Lauren Colgrath, and now up the court goes Sophie Lottie. She's going to be double teamed, and she probably will be a lot tonight. Belsheim now to Piper Metling, now to Mallory Klepper for three, and Klepper makes it 21-2. This ball is stolen away by Sophie Lottie. Lottie with a steal now. That's her second for three. Oh, it's good from Emma Belsheim. No, they're going to say that was two from Lottie. Two from Lottie, and it's stolen back again. Lottie goes to the basket, up and in for two, and the steal that time by Mallory Klepper. So now it's going to be 25-2, 11:35 to go. Stolen right back by Piper Metling. Oh, and then they're going to call her for travel. I think that should have been probably a jump ball, if anything, but respectfully disagree. A lot of action on this side of the court. The Dragons not allowing the Mustangs anything. Got a couple of steals. That last one from Piper Metling. And now we're going to get a call on the Mora Mustangs, and the ball will go back to the Pine City Dragons, who lead 25-2 with 11:31 to go in the first half. Sophie Lottie on the far side of the court. Of course, the Dragons, going right to left on your radio dial in this first half, and the Mora Mustangs going left to right. Pass inside from Lottie to Lind, and then it's going to be stolen away by Tegan Oslin, and she will get fouled by a Dragons player. They're going to call that foul on Mallory Klepper, her first, team's third. Inbound for the Mustangs goes to Shea Osmus, and then back to Sophie Steffen. Oh, and they're going to get Steffen for a travel. So the Mustangs will give it back to the Pine City Dragons inside Pine City's own offensive zone. So trouble early on here for the Mora Mustangs. Lottie will inbound it to Lind, and Lind, I think they're going to get a foul. No? What was the call on that one? I didn't see what the call was. I guess she might have stepped out of bounds, but either way, back over to the Mustangs. Stefan has it now for the Mustangs in their offensive zone. Not a lot of time down there for them so far, so there might be a little bit cold in that offensive zone. That rim might be a little frozen. They get it inside. Oh, to Lauren Colgraf. It was up and good for 2, but she traveled before putting up the shot, so they're going to call it off. And instead, it will go to the Pine City Dragons. So Colgraf, prime opportunity to get her team back on the board, but unfortunately unable to. Summer Thiemann will check in for Emma Belsheim, and Sophie Lottie will get set to inbound for the Dragons. She wanted Thiemann. Instead, she'll give it to Vivian Lottie, who checks in for the first time, wearing number 23. And Sophie Lottie takes it up the court, trying to drive around Stefan, and we're going to get a call on the Mustangs. That is going to go against Sophie Stefan, her first, team's third. And the Dragons, Lottie will inbound to Jusak, and now up top of the key to Lind. Going inside for Lottie, 2. Up and in for 2 on the assist from Lind. That will make it 27-2. And Stefan, she'll give it off on the far side now to Qual. Qual, that's going to be taken away easily by Carly Jusak to Lind, or she tried to get it to Lind, and Jusak with the steal. Tried to get it to Lind. It was knocked away out of bounds. It should stay with the Dragons unless they got a hand on it. No, they did not. So Vivian Lottie will go over to the far side corner to inbound for the Pine City Dragons. Checking in for the first time here this evening for the Mustangs is going to be Lindsay Clevin, wearing number 20. Vivian Lottie inbounds to Summer Thiemann on the far side elbow, now to Lind in the far side corner. She gets around one defender, trying to go back inside, gives it off to Vivian Lottie. Vivian Lottie will kind of come around to the elbow. She'll give it off to Carly Jusak. Jusak stands at the M logo of the Mustangs. Jusak trying to find a way inside. Instead, she'll start dribbling to the far side, gives it off to Lind on the elbow on that far side. Vivian Lottie, top of the key. She looks, trying to get around the defender. Nice pass to LSL on the near side elbow, trying to work Jusak inside. That's going to be no good. Rebounded here by Sophie Stefan. That's her third, and they will kind of slow things down for their offense, and they'll let the defense go by. They'll get back into their own offensive zone. Stefan stops, takes it, passes it off, and now going to get a foul here on Pine City. That was Lindsay Clevin. Takes it to the basket, and she was fouled. And that foul going to be on Lind, her second, team's fourth, and that will send Clevin to the line for 2, no good on the first. 27-2, 9:49 to go in the first half. Lind will come take a breather. And we'll have another substitution. Shea Osmus will come in for Lauren Colgraf. She'll come and take a breather. Colgraf's been on the court a lot here in this first half. Again, it's Lindsay Clevin looking to take the shot, and she's good on the second one. She'll make one of 2 for the Mustangs to make it 27-3. The Dragons have the lead. They go quickly up the court to Jusak. Elbow for Thiemann. No good. Rebounded there by Sophie Stefan. She'll give it inside to Jusak. And she'll put it up and in for 2. Carly Jusak up and in for 2 off the Lottie rebound. Believe it or not, that was only Lottie's first rebound to make it 29-3. This ball going to go just past the reach of Lindsay Clevin. She actually got a fingertip on it, but it goes out of bounds. And the Dragons will take over 29-3. They lead, 9:22 to go. Lottie inbounds it quickly to Carly Jusak up the court. She'll stand on that Mustang script on that far side. Gives it out to LSL. Now going back inside to Jusak. She flies to the basket. It's up and in for 2. Another 2 there for Carly Jusak. It's 31-3. This inbound, and Stefan has it. She'll try and give it up the court quickly to Amber Fix. But again, that pass is just out of the reach of a teammate for the Mustangs, and the Dragons lead 31-3, 9:04 left in the first half. Just about halfway through. Sophie Lottie thought about chucking it deep. Instead, she shakes her head no. She'll give it off to Thiemann. Thiemann will give it back to Lottie. Sophie Lottie will take it up the court. She's looking to that far side, trying to get around a double team. She falls, gives it off to Jusak for three. That's going to come up just short, in and out of the rim. Rebounded there by Sophie Steffen. She has a chance to take it up the court. She lost her dribble a little bit, so she'll have to pull up. Then gives it off to Amber Fix. They're going to get her for a travel, and the ball will go right back to the Pine City Dragons. 8:48 to go. It's a 31-3 lead for the Dragons. Lottie will get set to inbound for the Dragons. She'll give it quickly to Jusak. Jusak, she'll slowly dribble it up the court. Standing on the M logo. She's now past half court. Telling her team to kind of move along. She'll drive it inside, give it off on the far side to LSL. To Boland, elbow to Thiemann. Now in the near side corner to Lottie for three. It's good. Sophie Lottie will make it 34-3. That's Sophie Lottie's first three-point shot of the evening, and she makes good on it. Now the other way go the Mora Mustangs, and a long two there for Carla Quall, and that'll make it 34-5. Back for the Dragons is Sophie Lottie, double-teamed, and she is going to see a lot of those, if not more triple teams as well. On the far side for Carly Jusak for three, and she sinks it to make it 37-5, and all of a sudden the pace has picked up by a couple of notches in this one. Deep, and Quall again for two, no good. And that is picked up on the rebound by Lindsay Clevin for two to make it 37-7, and the pace is at a torrid hot one. LSL for three, and she will not make it, but it's easily rebounded there by Jusak, up and in for two to make it 39-7. And it seemed like we kind of got off to a slow start here in this first half, and now all of a sudden in these last minute and a half, it's been a non-stop scoring frenzy. Clevin, that pass goes off of the rim, and it's going to be taken away by Sophie Lottie. She's quickly up the court. She pauses inside easily to Carly Jusak for two. Oh my goodness. The Pine City Dragons, you can't let them get on a streak like this, because we talked about it last year during basketball. They are hard to stop when it gets to this point. 41-7 they lead, and this shot here from Quall is no good, rebounded by Lottie. That's going to be her second of the evening. She'll pass it up the court quickly. To Thiemann, now to Boland, and that's going to be tapped away, knocked out of bounds by the Mustangs, so the Dragons will hold on to it. We'll get three to check in for Pine City. That's Lind, as well as Klepper and Metling. Another three for the Mustangs. It'll be Oslin, as well as, oh boy, I lost track. Osmus, that's Quincy Osmus. And Lauren Colgraff will check back in. We're going to get a clock violation. That's 5 seconds that they could not inbound it. Brooke Boland will get the violation for Pine City. So we'll go back to the Mustangs. 41-7 is the score. Inbound here. They'll pass it back all the way across the court. Now inside to Osmus. She's lucky she didn't get called for the travel there, but she gets away with one, and that is Osmus for two, her first points of the game. It's 41-9, and now the other way goes a three. It's no good. Rebounded there by Amber Fix. It's 41-9. The Mustangs will take it the other way now, and quickly goes to Oslin. Inside, stolen away by Brooke Boland. Then we get a whistle and timeout. Looks like we do get a timeout called here. I believe that one will be the Dragons' timeout. It will. So that'll be their first timeout of this first half. The Dragons use one of their five. And as I mentioned before, kind of a slowish start to this first half for both of these teams. But all of a sudden, these last 2 minutes, it has been just back and forth. And you can see a lot of girls with hands over their heads trying to catch their breath. Now these last 2 minutes have pretty much been a dead sprint back and forth, and Dragons do lead 41-9, but the Mustangs have gotten on a little bit of a streak here, and they have found some offense, and what they're doing is they're kind of passing it a couple times in the back court and then quickly getting it up, and they found Quall a couple of times wide open, and a lot of times instead of taking the shot, she'll kind of wait for the defenders to fly by her to open up another opportunity for her teammate, and that has worked as well. So the Mustangs just I think we've got a problem with the buzzer. The buzzer not working well down there at the scorer's table. Either way, they get it figured out. 6:07 to go here in the first half. Pine City leads 41-9. I apologize. That was their buzzer got stuck. I don't know if it was the button or the cord that got stuck. Either way, inbound here for Pine City. That's Klepper. She'll give it off to Jusak. Now off to Lind here on the near side. Questionable travel call. Lind not going to argue with it, though, and she'll just get back real quickly on defense. That's one thing I like to see from these teams. They haven't been worried about the call, whether they like it or not. They're quickly getting back on defense and just forgetting about it. Whether it was a questionable call or not, Lynn nearly with the steal there, and Mallory Klepper. I apologize. Mallory Klepper and Piper Metling, I've been getting confused ever since the JV game got started, so I apologize. Piper Metling wearing number 30, and Mallory Klepper number 4. Metling does have it. She gives it off to Klepper. Klepper now to Bolin. Far side for Carly Jusak for 3. That's in! My goodness gracious. She has just been on fire since this game started. Carly Jusak makes it 44-9 with under 5.5 to go. Trying to get it up court. Maybe got away with a little bit of a double dribble. Does fix. And now instead, they're going to call Shea Osmus for the double dribble. Interesting. Maybe a late call, but I didn't think that Shea Osmus had a double dribble. I thought it was more Amber Fix. She got away with it, which, hey, if you can get away with it, all more power to you. But then Shea Osmus got called for it. Interesting. Sophie Lotti that's Jusak on the far side. Gives it off to the near side. Elbow to Emma Belsheim. Belsheim looking to go inside to Carly Jusak. That gets away from her. Chloe Lynn will take it. She found a lane to the basket. Instead, she'll give it off on the far side to Carly Jusak. That's up. No good from 3. And the rebound there, a hefty rebound by Colgraf. And ripped away nearly, but it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Dragons. So the Mustangs will get to inbound at 5:04 to go. It's Shea Osmus who will inbound it here to Amber Fix. Up the court quickly to Quincy Osmus. And it's nearly stolen away by Emma Belsheim, but it will go out of bounds. Last touch by Belsheim, and it will stay with the Mustangs. 4:57 to go. 44-9. The Mustangs trailing at home in their first game. Amber Fix has it. Trying to work around the defense. That's Sophie Lotti. Again, that's going to be tough to do for anybody this year. And then mishandling the dribble with Shea Osmus. Jump ball, Vivian Lotti getting there. And the possession arrow favors the Dragons. Vivian Lotti is such a scrappy player. She will do anything and everything to not only get the ball, but to go down and help her team. She doesn't even need to score. She just does whatever it takes to help her team out. Again, it doesn't matter what she has to do. She wants to help her team out in any way. And I think, she definitely learned some from her sister, but I'm sure that she'll say that, no, it's all me. Vivian Lotti with it on the far side elbow. Will give it off to Emma Belsheim, top of the key. Belsheim holds on to it. Gives it off far side to Carly Jusak on the far side elbow. She nearly has it poked away by Quincy Osmus. Top of the key, she'll give it away to Chloe Lynn. Lynn gets around one defender, trying to work it inside. Tried to pass it back to Belsheim, and then a Mora player, I think, got poked in the eye accidentally. Of course, no harm there done. Belsheim just trying to go after the ball, but Clevin did get poked in the eye. I don't know if they're going to call a foul on that one or no, they will. Clevin is okay. 5 fouls now for the Dragons. Clevin, I don't know if she wears contacts or not. She'll probably have to fix it, though. And this is going to be stolen away by Sophie Lotti. And Lotti quickly up the court. Goes through a double team to get it in on the layup. Are you serious? Oh, my goodness. Sophie Lotti showing off her play. And then Vivian Lotti comes back and steals herself. She says, hey, I can play just as good as my sister. 46-9. A 3 from Belsheim. It's no good. And Jusak tried to go off the rebound, but instead backs off. She'll give it to Qual. And now Colgraf will get it. Qual with the rebound. She gives it off to Amber Fix. Driving to the basket. No good. And Vivian Lotti getting it called for the foul. I believe that's who they're going to call anyways. Yes. So Vivian Lotti is going to get called for the foul. Her first, team's 6th. And at the line to shoot 2 is Amber Fix. 46-9 is the lead with 3:33 to go. Shot is up and good from Fix to make it 46-10. Checking in to the game is Shea Osmus. She'll check back in for Quincy Osmus. Again, I never assume that anyone is sisters, but usually if they're on the same team, you can pretty much bet they are. But, again, sometimes there's cousins and sometimes they're not even related. I was in high school and they had 2 sets of Gilmans, me and my sister, and then 2 other young ladies who were Gilman. And we were not related, believe it or not. Same spelling and everything. We were not related. Shot is up and good from Amber Fix, and she'll make it 46-11. Dragons with the lead, and now we get a timeout call here by the Dragons. They lead 46-11. They'll use one of their timeouts, one of their 4 that they had left. Now they'll have 3 left for the remainder of this first half, and then into the second half. They have a commanding lead right now, 46-11, here in the first half over the Mora Mustangs, and a rivalry game on the road. Good start here for Pine City, but you can bet that they want to be better. Of course, this game online at WCMPradio.com and KBK.com. Also on the radio at 106.5 FM, AM 1350, and 95.5 FM. Whether you're tuning in on either one of those or online and watching it live, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. And a little bit lopsided here if you're a Mora Mustang fan, but again, you got to be excited just for the fact that winter sports are back and both these teams are underway here tonight, especially with the snow. This one could have easily been postponed, but they decided not to. And now Lottie with some nice handling. She'll put it up for 3. That goes off the front of the rim. Lynn trying to race after it, but it's going to be no good. Lynn laughing at herself down there. I'm sure she's upset that she didn't make it, but she's laughing at herself. Always good to see when players can kind of laugh something off like that. That just goes to show that they're really into the game. They really have fun, and they really enjoy the game. Qual will give it off now to Osmus, but it's stolen away there by LSL, and LSL will give it inside to Jusak. It's up and in for 2. Wow. Not only did that one hang up the rim for a moment, but what great passing by Pine City. They've just done it all really well tonight. 48-11. Pass into the near side corner to Shea Osmus. Osmus is going to be double teamed. Lottie going to try and steal it away, but they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow does favor the Mora Mustangs, so they will hold on to it. 48-11 with 2:47 to go. Shea Osmus will get set to inbound here for the Mustangs. She's going to inbound it to Tegan Oslin. She'll give it back to Osmus. Excuse me. And, trying to hand it off to Qual. It's going to be stolen away by LSL. Lottie's going to take it up the court. She'll give it off to LSL for 3. And coming from behind to block it was Osmus, but she got a little bit more than the ball. And that's going to be a foul. And going to be 3 shots for LSL at the line. As her team leads 48-11 with 2:32 to go. Here in this first half, LSL at the line. Her first one is up and no good off the front of the rim. Of course, Pine City Dragons head coach by Ted Haas. The Mora Mustangs head coach by Dale Strelo. Shot is up and good on that one there from LSL. She'll get one more. The Dragons in their white away uniforms, the green numbers and letters outlined, I believe, in black. And then the Mora Mustangs wearing their home blues with white numbers and letters outlined in black. Shot is up and good from LSL. So she makes 2 out of 3 there to make it 50-11. And taking it up the court quickly are the Mustangs. That's going to be Amber Fix. She pauses, looks to give it off. She will to Qual. Qual will give it back to Amber Fix. It goes past her. Instead, Quincy Osmus will take it. Osmus goes inside, gives it off to Shea Osmus, who puts it up and in for 2. That was... Pine City got caught lacking on that one, but Mora Mustangs took full advantage of them lacking and made them pay. Now inside to Chloe Lynn. No good on her shot, and we're going to get a jump ball. That possession arrow is going to favor Pine City, so they will hold on. That's tough for Mora because I think they had more possession of it, and if you're in the football, I think the possession would go to Mora because they had more control. But because it's basketball, there is a possession arrow. And it's a jump ball, so it'll go back to Pine City. Trying to go inside for Lynn. One-handed grab. Back out, top of the key for LSL for 3. It's good! LSL for a 3 will make it 53-13. Quickly now to Amber Fix from Qual. She tries to get it back to Qual, and now inside to Quincy Osmus. She's trying to put up a shot. Instead, she'll pass it back outside to Amber Fix. Amber Fix trying to get it to Qual. Qual will put up a shot that's no good. A rebound there by Shea Osmus. Her shot is up, no good. Rebounded here by LSL. Then we get a whistle, and I did not see what the referee called. I apologize. 1:21 to go here in the first half. Dragons lead 53-13. I think they get her for a travel or either stepping out of bounds. Either way, Mora will get the ball back. It's Amber Fix who will inbound it, and trying to do maybe a little too much on that one. She tries to inbound it to Shea Osmus, and in zone coverage that time was Summer Thiemann. And Thiemann working like a deep safety in the center of the field, comes out of nowhere to nearly take it away and turn it over once again, but goes out of bounds. She can't fully control it, so Mora Mustangs will catch a break. Shea Osmus will look to inbound. She wanted Quincy Osmus, and she does get it to her. Linda on the coverage, and that's going to be a kick ball. Just noticing it, Carly Jusak had it for a moment, but as she went to step to try and grab it back, she kicked it, so that will go back to the Mustangs. Again, they catch a break, and Shea Osmus will try it again. And again, looks to Quincy Osmus on the far side. Now trying to get it to Shea Osmus inside. She wants to put up a shot, and then it rolls through some legs. They're going to say it touched the legs of the Dragons last. Trying to get it to Carla Qual, but it rolls. And again, another chance for Mora to try and get some points on the board. They've gotten some great luck to roll their way so far, and now trying to inbound it, they will to Quincy Osmus. Osmus inside, now working inside the paint, looking for a hook shot. Instead, she'll have to give it inside to Qual. Qual puts up a shot, no good. Rebounded there by Jusak, and Jusak will get it down the court quickly to Summer Thiemann. Top of the key, Sophie Lottie, good. Off the front of the rim and then in. But it's in either way, 56-13. The Dragons with the lead. Mustangs working quickly down the court. Qual to Amber Fix. Amber Fix on the far side, elbow. Looking, she wanted to get it to Qual, but it's stolen away by Lind. And Lind, easy up and in for two. Chloe Lind, another steal for her to make it 58-13. With 30 seconds to go, Amber Fix looking, goes inside to Qual. That's nearly stolen away. It is going to be stolen away by Mallory Klepper. She gets to steal, and Lottie and company will work it up. Lottie's going to take some time off the clock here, so she'll jog it, more or less walk it up the court. 14 seconds left now in this first half. The Dragons have a commanding lead. Lottie trying to work it inside. Instead goes to Jusak. Now back inside to Lynn. 5 seconds to go. Out to Mallory Klepper for three. That's good. Are you kidding? Holy cow. This Dragons team cannot miss right now, and that will be the buzzer for the first half of play. And the Pine City Dragons lead 61-13 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics. Custom braces are Invisalign with 3 locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. Also, Dr. Severs is committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Start today at EmbraceMN.com. Also, they're helping you find a smile you'll embrace forever. Find out more at EmbraceMN.com. The Pine City Dragons lead 61-13 here in the first half of play. The Dragons with a commanding lead as we head into halftime. We'll take a commercial break here. Word from our fine sponsors. When we come back, I'll talk about that first half, give you some keys to the second half for both of these teams, and then we should be just about set to start that second half. Of course, you're listening to the season opener of girls basketball here on WCMP and KBEK. We're at halftime now with the Dragons leading 61-13.
October is College Knowledge Month at Pine Technical and Community College. The whole month, PTCC will be providing a variety of events for high school students and the community to learn more about college options. College Knowledge Month is meant to provide future students with the preparation, opportunity, and support needed to apply to college. Join PTCC for a nursing program information session on October 26th at 2:30 p.m. Everyone is welcome. Learn more at pine.edu.
Most Americans do not have a proper will or estate plan in place. Many of you listening have been putting off that important task for a long time. Stop waiting and contact Spear & Swanson today. Spear & Swanson can help you put together a tight legal estate plan to make sure the assets you've been working so hard to obtain get passed on to your loved ones in the way that best fits you. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-629-7586. That's 320-629-7586.
End of the season means savings at Minnesota Equipment. Save big on remaining zero turns in stock. Bravely, Aaron's, Toro, and John Deere. Buy now with 0% financing available. That's 0 on zero turns. Need a walk behind instead? They got plenty of those too. On site and ready to go. The knowledgeable staff will get you the machine that fits your property size. Minnesota Equipment. Your neighbors. Your experts. Your neighborly experts. Highway 65 in Isanti or at minnesotaequipment.com.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/get there. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Choose the right divorce attorney. Spear and Swanson will make sure the judge knows your side of the story. Let them help you with your divorce, custody, child support, harassment, or orders for protection. They also handle DWIs and other legal matters. The right divorce attorney does make a difference. That's why you need to choose Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-620-7586.
I'm Steve Schwartzbar, your local Edward Jones financial advisor. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of all the local teams on WCMP. Call me, Steve Schwartzbar, at 763-552-1100 for all your investment needs.
Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Back here on WCMP and KBEK. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman, bringing you all the action from tonight's season opener between the Pine City Dragons and the Mora Mustangs. The Pine City Dragons out to an outstanding 61-13 lead over the Mora Mustangs here inside Mora High School. The Pine City Dragons just seemingly couldn't miss in that first half, and it got off to a little bit of a sluggish start, it felt like. Now, the scoreboard, you'll say, well, there's no way that was a sluggish start. They're on pace for 121 points. How is that sluggish? Well, in terms of what Pine City feels, I'm sure what they feel like they can do, and also, what we've seen them do in the past, they got off to a bit of a slow start, in my opinion, and I think, for them, there was a point in time midway through that first half where there was about a 2-minute stretch of where it was just non-stop up and down the court, sprinting and scoring, and it felt like it may never end, but it did, and Pine City really started to ramp things up on offense and started to get the scoring going their way. But Mora, they were able to get a few buckets to go their way as well, and what they kind of did in that scoring frenzy, was what they did was they inbounded the ball and then they worked it up kind of quickly near half court, but still in the backcourt situation. Then they pass it up to their teammate sitting wide open in the paint. And what she would kind of do is she would either wait until the defenders pass and then give it off to another one of her teammates to get the easy layup, or she would just give it up herself into the basket. There weren't too many times where she gave it up herself into the basket. Instead, she would give it off to another teammate to get the easy layup, and sometimes that's a better option because then instead of having a potential, blocked shot or a foul where you go to the free throw line, you give your teammate an opportunity to have a better shot and get maybe the easy quote-unquote layup for your team, and that's what happened a lot of times, and they did a good job of that, and unfortunately they just didn't do it enough, and unfortunately for them as well, Pine City's defense was just outstanding. There was a portion of time where it felt like forever, I'm sure, for Mora, but I think it was 3 or 4 minutes where Mora maybe got, 20 seconds in their offensive zone where Pine City really did not allow them to get out of the backcourt, and whether it was a steal or a turnover by the Mustangs, they did not get out of their offensive zone to the Dragons. Again, for a good stretch of time, it felt like forever, but I'm sure it was 3-4 minutes where they didn't get out of their offensive zone, and it was incredible. An incredible play there for Pine City in that first half, and after they kind of broke their offense free, it kind of felt like that their offense needed to get into groove to kind of realize, all right, it's the first game to get those wrinkles ironed out, and then all of a sudden things started to fall into place, and that's really what happened. And then once they got their offense going, well, it was lights out. And give credit to their defense too. Their defense was outstanding. It was aggressive. It was nonstop. It was unforgiving. It was, I don't have too many adjectives I can use, but it was awesome to see this Pine City defense play the way they did, as aggressively as they did in the first game of the season. Now, again, this Pine City team has got a stacked schedule this year. Just to mention one team, they host Minnehaha Academy this year. Yeah, and if you don't know about Minnehaha Academy, Jalen Suggs, the young man from Minnesota in the NBA right now with the Orlando Magic, is from Minnehaha Academy. Now, that's not to say that, the boys team only has, name brand players, but they certainly do on the girls' side. I just haven't paid enough attention to college or pro basketball to know any, and I'm sure there are, and I apologize because, I should be paying more attention. But, yeah, Pine City plays Minnehaha Academy, who year in and year out is in the state tournament for girls and boys basketball. So to be able to play them this year is going to be an absolute awesome thing to watch for Pine City. They're going to learn so much from that game, but that is well into the season. But I'm just saying, for them to be playing like this is awesome to see. That, I think, will carry a lot into next week, because I don't think they play another game until next week, if I remember right. But keys to the second half here for both of these teams. For Pine City, just continue what you're doing. No need to really change what you're doing right now. Just continue with what you're doing. Continue with your offense the way it is. Continue playing aggressive on defense. You might not need to play as aggressive on defense here in the second half with a 61-13 lead, but still play a little bit aggressive. Get those younger players some time some valuable time on the court, and get them used to this offense and defense, the way you play, and the flow of the offense and defense, of how aggressive you want them to be, just so they can get that feeling. And then for the Mora Mustangs, you got to find whatever you can. Maybe go back to that style of play where you kind of left one of your teammates down in the offensive zone after a make or miss by the Pine City Dragons, and just leave her down there. It seems weird, and I'm not saying to have only 4 on the defensive side, but as soon as a shot is made, tell her to go back. That way you can chuck it deep down to her real quick and possibly get an open shot. Or if anything, if she gets fouled, or maybe she can even give it off to a teammate for a nice, easy layup. So for Mora, they're going to just have to find ways to the basket. They're going to have to draw some more fouls, I think. And on defense, you're going to have to be more aggressive. I know you want to try and double-team Sophie Lanti because, she's the one player you really want to look out for. But at the same time, again, we've talked about it time and time again, you can't leave too many of their players open because they have playmakers at every position. 61-13 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom braces or Invisalign, and they will do all the heavy insurance lifting for you. And if you don't have insurance, ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget. Find out more at embracemn.com. So we're just about set to start this second half here in Mora. Wow, I apologize. In Mora, where the Mustangs trail 61-13, and they will start with it here to begin this second half. It's going to be Shea Osmus who will start things off. She gives it off to Sophie Steffen. Steffen tries to get it to Shea Osmus, but it's knocked out of bounds by Ella Sell, and right off the bat, we see that aggressive defense coming out and playing strong in this second half. Sophie Steffen will inbound now to Quincy Osmus. Osmus working on Lynn. She picks up her dribble. She'll give it off to Steffen. Steffen trying to get around the defender. Now gives it inside to Shea Osmus. That shot is up and no good. Rebounded there by Chloe Lynn. She had 4 in the first half. Quickly goes Sophie Lotti. She gives it back out to Summer Thiemann. Now to Ellis Hell, top of the key to Carly Jusak on the far side elbow and gives it off to Lind. Now inside to Lotti. Lotti has it poked away, gives it off to Sell. Sell to Jusak. Jusak goes inside to Lotti. That's going to be stolen away there by Shea Osmus, her first steal of the game. Quickly going down the court. She'll pick up her dribble. She'll give it off to Steffen at the M logo. And now trying to work around the defender, Summer Thiemann. She gives it off to Colgraf. Colgraf is going to put up a 3. That is no good. Carly Jusak with an easy rebound that time. And now to Lotti. Lotti up the court quickly. Splits the defenders, gives it off to Lynn. Lynn will take a long 2. That's up no good off the back of the rim. It's going to be rebounded, and Shea Osmus just kind of had to stand there. Stand there and wait for the rebound to get to her. Osmus will give it to Steffen. Steffen gives it off on the far side to Quall. Quall's going to work back. She sits at the elbow, tries to give it inside, and Lynn read that one like a book. Lynn with the steal. She's going to work it up, and that is swatted from behind. No foul call there. Nice job there by Quincy Osmus to get the swat and not get a foul call. Nice job there by her, and I think Lynn may have let up a little bit on that one, thinking she had an easy shot. She did not, as Quincy Osmus came from behind for the blocked shot. That's her first block of the evening. Lotti will look to inbound. She wanted Lind, and instead she'll give it off now to Summer Thiemann on the far side elbow. Thiemann going to work to the top of the key. She'll give it off in the near side corner to Sell. Up high for Lynn, top of the key for Jusak. Sinks it for 3. She led the team with 21 points there in that first half, and add on even more. She has 24 of their 64 points. Quickly up the court goes Quall. She nearly loses her dribble. She does lose her dribble. It'll go out of bounds, and it will go back to the Pine City Dragons. 64-13 is the score. 16:22 to go. Inbound here to Carly Jusak from Sophie Lotti. She'll work it up the court into the near side corner for Summer Thiemann for 3. That's just off the edge of the rim. It goes out of bounds. Oh, last touch by the Pine City Dragons, and they will give it back to the Mora Mustangs. So the Mora Mustangs will take it up the court. That's Amber Fix working on Thiemann. Got a nice move over to Quall. Quall trying to drive inside, puts up a shot, and no good. Rebounded there by Jusak. Jusak quickly up the court, gives it off now to Ellisell in the near side corner for 3 off the front of the rim. No good. Amber Fix is going to get the rebound that time, and she's fighting for it with Lotti, and now she loses it, and Lind has it, and we're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow will favor the Pine City Dragons. So the Dragons will get a mass substitution here. About 4 different players will sub in and out for the Dragons. And Brooke Boland will inbound it, and she got it inbounded to her teammate. That's number 42. I believe that's Peyton Feistrom. I hope that's the one. It's number 42 out there. So as she goes back over the line, and easy up for Quall, and she'll put it up and in for 2. An easy 2 for Quall. Makes it 64-15. Brooke Boland will work it up the court quickly. Off the inbound, she'll give it off on the far side to Emma Belsheim. She was open for 3. Instead, she'll give it off to Piper Metling. Metling for 3. In and out. Rebounded there by Vivian Lotti. Her shot is no good. She gets her own rebound once again. Puts up the shot. No good. Rebound now by Colgraf. Vivian Lotti got her own rebound twice and unfortunately just missed the shot. Now it's Quall with it. She'll give it off to Shea Osmus. Osmus trying to work it inside. She does go inside to Quincy Osmus, and that goes off of Osmus' hands out of bounds. And the ball will go back to the Pine City Dragons, who lead 64-15 with 15:01 to go in the second half. Vivian Lotti will look to inbound here for the Pine City Dragons. She'll give it off to Boland. Boland will give it right back to Lotti. Lotti goes up the court quickly. She works on the far side. Trying to pass off to Belsheim. She does on the far side elbow. Top of the key to Brooke Boland. Brooke Boland will give it off. I think that's Feistrom again. Piper Metling now will give it back to Boland on the near side elbow. Boland will work towards the back to the top of the key to Vivian Lotti. Now to Feistrom on the far side. Back to Metling at the top of the key. She wanted 3. Instead, she'll pull it down, dribble it off, give it off to Emma Belsheim for 3 on the near side corner. It's no good. And rebounded there by Piper Metling. Nice job by her. She'll give it off to Bolin. Bolin drives toward the basket. No good. And Bolin trying to get the rebound. She gets a jump ball call, and that will go favor the Mora Mustangs. So they will get it back. 64-15 is the score. 14:24 to go here in the second half. This game being broadcast live on 106.5 FM AM 1350 WCMP and 95.5 FM KBEK. The Mora Mustangs trail the Pine City Dragons 64-15 in the second half with 14:18 to go. And we get a travel call on Amber Fix, so they'll give it back to the Pine City Dragons. Vivian Lotti quickly inbounds to Brooke Bolin. She'll give it off to Emma Belsheim. Belsheim work it at the top of the key. She stands at the M logo instead. She gives it off now to Piper Metling on the far side elbow. Stands, looks, and she's going to be fouled there by Colgraf. Colgraf working aggressively against her, and sometimes that works, but Colgraf going to be called for the foul. Her team's first here in the second half, and her first in the game. Brooke Bolin will look to inbound. She wanted Lotti. She's covered. Instead, she'll give it to Belsheim. Belsheim on the far side will give it back to Bolin. Bolin on the far side corner for 3. That's off the front of the rim. No good, and it will go out of bounds. Last touch by the Dragons. And again, number 42. The only number 42 I can see for the Dragons is Peyton Feistrom, a 7th grader, and I mean, if that's the case, great job on her to get some varsity minutes. Colgraf works it inside. Instead, she'll pass it back out to Shea Osmus. She loses the ball for a moment. Brooke Bolin terrorizing her, but she gets it off to Amber Fix. Now being terrorized by Bolin once again. She'll get it off to Quincy Osmus. It goes through the hands of number 14, and that is Megan Sperling for the Mora Mustangs. To Colgraf off the front of the backboard, no good, and rebounded there by Brooke Bolin, her first, and looks like we're going to get a foul here on the Mustangs. That is going to be on Colgraf, her second. So the Mustangs will give it back. We'll get about darn near everyone substituted. It looks like we will have a full 5 substitution for Pine City, as we see Sophie Lotti, Chloe Lind, Carly Jusak, Ella Sell, and Mallory Klepper back out on the court for the Dragons. Mallory Klepper has it, top of the key. She'll give it off to Ella Sell. Ella Sell now to Chloe Lind. Near side elbow goes inside to Carly Jusak. Up, in for 2. And that will end the scoring drought for both of these teams to make it 66-15. Shea Osmus has it, working on the near side, trying to get around Sell. She does, now working on Lotti, and Lotti is going to force that ball to go out of bounds, so the Mustangs will hold on to it. And the Mora Mustangs have done a pretty good job here of holding on to the ball in their offensive zone and just getting some time in their offensive zone. But just as I say that, it's stolen away by Chloe Lind. She'll race to the basket. Colgraf going to be called for another foul, but she goes right up to Lind and says, hey, sorry about that. Love to see the sportsmanship there as Chloe Lind is going to go to the line, and she'll shoot 2. That's the 3rd team foul here in the second half and the 3rd on Colgraf. So Chloe Lind at the line to shoot 2. First one is up and good. Make it 67-15. Colgraf will have to check out with her 3rd foul. And again, she's pretty aggressive out there on defense, and you love to see that. You always need someone who's kind of the aggressor out there, and that is certainly Colgraf. And Lind makes both of her free throws to make it 68-15. And I'm slowly losing my voice here tonight, but hey. And driving it inside is Shea Osmus. She works around a couple of Dragon players, but it is no good. Rebounded there by Ella Sell. Ella Sell gives it off here. Sophie Lotti works it to Lind on the far side for Piper Metley. Excuse me, that's Mallory Klepper. Klepper, no good on that one, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds. They're going to say Carly Jusak is the one who touched it last. And it will go back to the Mustangs. They will get to inbound here. That's going to be number 12, Ellie Whitbread, who will inbound it for the Mustangs, and she takes it to the net. No good. That's Amber Fix. Excuse me. No good. Carly Jusak with the rebound. She's going to get off to Lotti. Lotti inside. Up and good. Ooh, 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 and she ran hard into that padding on the back wall. Lottie so an and one situation here for Lottie. No. They're going to call this one on number 14. So the shot is good from Lottie. Inbound to Lynn, and she puts it up, turns around for two. Just trying to figure out kind of what happened there. The refs were having a discussion, but either way, the Dragons do get the points and get more points. It's 72-15, and now we're going to get a foul on Pine City. As that time, it's Aubrey Athey into the game. She's wearing number 22. Inbound here goes to Ellie Whitbread. And then the three-point shot there from Megan Sperling is no good. It will go out of bounds, and the Dragons will take over. Inbound here to Carly Jusak. She's on the near side elbow. Gives it to LaSalle, who works inside. Her shot is up. No good. Rebounded there by Megan Sperling, and Sperling will take it up the court. Gives it off to Amber Fix. Her shot is up and good. So Amber Fix will get the shot up and good. Make it 72-17. Far side to Mallory Klepper. Klepper trying to work it inside. Gives it off to Chloe Lind on the near side elbow for three. That's good. Chloe Lind gets the three-point shot working. It's 75-17 now. Still in favor of the Dragons. Mustangs working it down quick. Amber Fix has it on the far side elbow. Trying to work it back towards the middle. Instead gives it inside. And the two is good from Megan Sperling. Beautiful passing there by the Mora Mustangs. And that will make it 75-19. And quickly up the court go the Dragons. It's Lottie inside. And it gets poked away from her. And Carly Jusak, just being a great teammate, comes up with it and puts it up and in for two. Carly Jusak on fire tonight. Definitely leads the team in points. This one is down to Sperling. Sperling gives it off to Amber Fix. Amber Fix gets around one defender, puts up a shot. It's no good. And that is Lind who got the rebound but lost it. It goes out of bounds. And we'll go back to the Mustangs. Lind, was her sixth rebound, but it will go back to the Mustangs. 77-19 is the score with 10:27 to go. It's going to be a full five substitution for the Pine City Dragons. Brooke Bolin, Summer Thiemann, Vivian Lottie, as well as I hope it's Peyton Feistrom out there, the seventh grader. I don't want to be saying the wrong name. And Emma Belsheim. Of course, so we have such great fans around the area. No matter where I'm calling games, they're going to call a travel on Colgraf. She is not too happy with that one. She had a nice spin move to put up a shot in for two and basically got it stolen away from her because of a travel call. I don't agree with that travel call. I respectfully disagree, but goes back to the Dragons. Vivian Lottie has it to Feistrom. Feistrom going to put up the three. Oh, no good. Vivian Lottie right there for the rebound. And then I believe we're going to get a foul, and I believe that's going to be on Colgraf. It will. That's going to be Colgraf's fourth foul here in the second half, the team's fifth. And Vivian Lottie will go to the line to shoot two. Shot is up and no good from Vivian Lottie. That'll make it 77-19 with 10:09 to go here in the second half. Shot is up, and this one's good from Vivian Lottie. That'll make it 78-19. And up the court go the Mora Mustangs, and with it now is Shea Osmus giving it inside to Ellie Whitbread, and nearly had it stolen away, but going to call a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors the Pine City Dragons, so they'll get it back with 9:57 to go. Brooke Bolin will inbound here to Summer Thiemann, and Summer Thiemann will kind of jog it up the court. Looking to go far side, and she bounced past it to Feistrom. Feistrom at the top of the key will give it off here to Vivian Lottie. A nice pass to Vivian Lottie. Emma Belsheim has it, standing at that M logo. Will give it off to Brooke Bolin, near side elbow. Gives it back to Summer Thiemann. Thiemann now off to Emma Belsheim. She wanted three. Instead, she fakes the three, puts it up, and no good. Rebounded there by Colgraf. And Colgraf, with her third rebound, and finally she'll get a call to go her way. That's going to be the second foul on Emma Belsheim, and the team's second here in the second half. So working it up the court goes Quall, and she'll give it inside to Shea Osmus. Brooke Boland there setting it up for the block, and we get another jump ball as that ball kind of rolls around on the court, but the possession arrow favors the Mora Mustangs, so they'll hold on to it with 9:21 to go. Mustangs trail 78-19 here. Shea Osmus will inbound to Colgraf. That's Lauren Colgraf. She'll get it inside to Osmus. No good. Rebounded there by Athey, and Athey will put it up and in for two. So Athey will make it 78-21. And now the Dragons have it back the other way in the near side corner. That's Summer Thiemann. She's going to drive inside, puts up a shot. It's good. Make it 80-21 on Summer Thiemann's shot, and those are her first points of the game. Shocking, because she was a pretty good three-point specialist last year, so seeing her first points of the game come in the second half, a little bit surprising. Trying to work with it is Ellie Whitbread, and I believe she will be fouled. And that foul going to go against Brooke Boland, her first, her team's third here in the second half. And it's going to be another full five sub. Chloe Lynn, Sophie Lotti, Mallory Klepper, Piper Metling, and Carly Jusak will check into the game. A couple substitutions here. Quincy Osmus checks in, as well as Amber Fix for the Mustangs. Mustangs have it. They'll inbound it. Looking on the far side, it's Amber Fix. She spins around the the defender, Piper Metling. She'll give it off now on the near side to Amber Fix once again, and that goes off of Jusak's shin out of bounds, so it will stay with the Mustangs. 7:54 to go. Looks like we're going to have running time the rest of the way. It's 80-21. Amber Fix will get set to inbound here for the Mora Mustangs. Fix wanted Quincy Osmus, but she's covered well. Everybody's covered up. This is tipped and stolen away by the Dragons. That's going to be Mallory Klepper with the steal. Sophie Lotti off to Carly Jusak for three. It's good. Oh, my goodness. I don't even know what to say. Jusak has been on absolute fire. She needs to make sure that she doesn't burn up the coral. And then Sophie Lotti with the steal, in for two. Sophie Lotti the steal and the two to make it 85-21. And we are going, no? Not sure. I think they're just going to get a substitution timeout so that Pine City can get all their younger players in. 85-21 is the score. Amber Fix with it for the Mustangs. Gives it inside and up, and no good for two on the shot from Sperling, and that's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Dragons, so the Mustangs will get it back again. That was a beautiful pass from Fix to Sperling, but unfortunately unable to convert that too. But it does go out of bounds, and the Mustangs will hold on to it. Fix looking to inbound for the Mustangs. Trying to. She gets it inbounded to Quincy Osmus. Up and in for two. Quincy Osmus for two will make it 83-23. And down the other way go the Dragons. 85-23. I knew that. For three from Thiemann, no good. And rebounded there by Quall for the Mustangs. With her third rebound. Gives it to Quincy Osmus on the near side, trying to give it away. Vivian Lotti being a problem, and Shea Osmus looks for the easy two. It's no good. Rebounded. No one got the rebound. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Dragons. Summer Thiemann. Thiemann had it for a moment, and then I think she just got tripped. It was incidental contact, so no foul called. Quincy Osmus will come to the sideline, and going in for her, I did not see who it was. I believe it was Lindsay Clevin. Yes, Lindsay Clevin in for her, and Amber Fix will give it off here to Sperling. That one is blocked and stolen away by Ella Sell. Ella Sell with the steal. Gives it off now to Summer Thiemann. She's going to take it inside, puts up the shot. No good! Rebounded here by the Mustangs, Abby Keelash. Abby Keelash wears number 21. Or Kellish. That's probably how you pronounce it. 85-23, under 5.5 to go. We'll get a timeout called here. Let's see what it's called by. Timeout called with 5:18 to go by the Mora Mustangs. Going to be a 60-second timeout. The Dragons lead 85-23 over the Mora Mustangs, who take their second timeout here in the entire game. So the Pine City Dragons cruising on through this one. They're headed to a 1-0 start, and for the Mustangs, this is a tough one. The Dragons are the team to beat by many teams noting, and a lot of teams have this Dragon team favored to win this, or people, I should say, not teams, but a lot of people have this team favored to win the conference and go pretty deep in the playoffs. But if you're Mora, it's not the performance you would have hoped to have on night number 1 of the winter sports season, the basketball open, but you want to say it's a learning experience because you're going up against 3 college basketball players in Lottie, Lind, and Jusak. So you do get to learn, and you hate to say that for any kind of game, but it is week 1. It's only week 1 game. Oh, an easy inbound to Amber Fix. She puts it up and in for 2. Wow, great job by Amber Fix to get around the defense there, get the easy inbound shot. As now LSL will give it off to Emma Belsheim on the far side corner. That's off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded there by Quall for the Mustangs. Quall with her 4th rebound. Gives it off to Amber Fix, and did not see who had that shot. And Sperling will put it up and in for 2. Assisted by Avery Ennis. And that'll make it 85-27. Down the other way go the Dragons. Summer Thiemann, nice spin move, but instead she'll give it off to Emma Belsheim. Emma Belsheim works with it at the top of the key, gives it off to Vivian Lottie on the far side. No good. That's going to be rebounded by Sperling. Sperling with the rebound. She's got a free lane. Up and no good off the front of the rim. Emma Belsheim will get the rebound here for the Pine City Dragons. She gives it off to Lottie. Lottie got bumped from behind. Instead she gets it to Thiemann. Thiemann, nice Euro step up in for 2. Summer Thiemann with an absolute, I don't even know the adjective to use, just an insane move to get that one up and in. A nice Euro stepper on the defender makes it 87-27 with 4:05 to go. Sperling on the far side gives it off to Fix. Fix nearly has it stolen away by, Belsheim. You got to let him play. I'm not a fan of that call. I think you got to let him play on that one. Either way, Belsheim will be called for the foul. That'll be her 3rd. Team's 5th. LSL will check out. And in for her is going to be Feistrom. This inbound goes to Kellish. And they're going to count the basket, so it's up and in for 2. 29. And Abby Kellish will shoot 1 after the made shot, and that's the 2nd foul there by Brooke Bolin, team 6th. Shot is up and no good. So the Dragons will have it back, 87-29. They lead Feistrom with it on the near side. She'll give it off to her teammate at the top of the key. That's Emma Belsheim. Wanted to get it to Piper Metling. Instead, she'll give it off to Vivian Lottie on the far side. Lottie pauses, gives it off to Brooke Bolin in the near side corner. Trying to drive. Instead, she spins around, gives it back to Lottie. Lottie on the elbow. Lottie trying to drive. Nearly has it stolen away. Will be stolen away. It's stolen away there by Quall. And Quall with a steal. Amber Fix now has it. Gives it to Kellish, and Kellish gives it inside to Sperling. That one's blocked by Feistrom. She swats it back, and it's taken by Brooke Bolin. Emma Belsheim nearly has that one stolen away. Vivian Lottie has it going the other way. Gives it off to Metling. No good. She gets her own rebound, puts it up. No good. And she'll go to the line and shoot 2 after the foul there by Kellish. So 87-29, 2 minutes to go as the clock continues to roll. Piper Metling at the line to shoot 2. Shot is up, no good. 16 foul for Mora. And checking into the game is going to be Ellie Whitbread for Quall. dipping under 2 minutes to go with 1:45 left here in the second half. 87-29, the lead for the Dragons is Piper Metling. No good on the second. Will stay 87-29, getting the rebound that time. And shot is up and good from Kellish. And the and one opportunity. Foul goes against Pine City's Feistrom. Kellish will shoot the and one opportunity. It's 31-87. Mustangs trailing. And she's good. So a three-point play there from Kellish makes it 87-32. And Brooke Boland will take it up the court now for the the Pine City Dragons. Good grief. And that one nearly stolen away. It is going to be stolen away. Stolen away there by the Mustangs. Whitbread has it. Vivian Lottie trying to cause jump ball. Ooh, and just before the whistle, or just as the whistle happens, she got it ripped away. But possession arrow will favor the Dragons with, 35 seconds to go. It's 87-32. And the Dragon, no, okay. I was going to say, I thought Ellie Whitbread trying to fool the referee there and take it back, but referee notices. So the Dragons will probably just wind out the rest of this clock with 22 seconds to go. Belsheim, instead, she's going to drive to the basket. That one's blocked. And she gets it back. Vivian Lottie, wide open three, no good. It's going to be rebounded here by Kellish. And nearly has it stolen away, but it's poked out. Amber Fix will get it back. Rolling on the ground. Fix still has it. And 5 seconds to go, and that will pretty much end it. 3, 2, and yes, that will end it. So the final here no, not yet. They're going to give okay. So Emma Belsheim is going to have her fourth foul, and because of that, it's going to be a 1-on-1 opportunity here for Amber Fix, because that is the team's 8th foul with 0.8 seconds to go. I apologize. Amber Fix. No good. Rebounded there by Emma Belsheim, and that will be it. So that is it here in Mora. The Pine City Dragons get the victory 87-32. The Dragons victorious on the opening night of basketball here in Mora, 87-32. Pine City Dragons with the victory, and they move on. And hope to continue this dominance throughout the rest of the season. But we're going to take a quick commercial break, get a word from our fine sponsors. Give me a second to clear my throat for good, and then we'll be back and recap this game. You're listening to basketball on 106.5 FM AM 1350 and 95.5 FM KBEK.
It's almost time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment. Highway 65 in Isanti. Or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
October is College Knowledge Month at Pine Technical and Community College. The whole month, PTCC will be providing a variety of events for high school students and the community to learn more about college options. College Knowledge Month is meant to provide future students with the preparation, opportunity, and support needed to apply to college. Join PTCC for a nursing program information session on October 26th at 2:30 p.m. Everyone is welcome. Learn more at pine.edu.
Most Americans do not have a proper will or estate plan in place. Many of you listening have been putting off that important task for a long time. Stop waiting and contact Spear & Swanson today. Spear & Swanson can help you put together a tight legal estate plan to make sure the assets you've been working so hard to obtain get passed on to your loved ones in the way that best fits you. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-629-7586. That's 320-629-7586. Fix.
End of the season means savings at Minnesota Equipment. Save big on remaining zero turns in stock. Bravely, Aaron's, Toro, and John Deere. Buy now with 0% financing available. That's 0 on zero turns. Need a walk behind instead? I got plenty of those too. On site and ready to go. The knowledgeable staff will get you the machine that fits your property size. Minnesota Equipment. Your neighbors. Your experts. Your neighborly experts. Highway 65 in Isanti or at minnesotaequipment.com.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
106.5 FM, AM 1350, and 95.5 FM. WCMP and KBK, the Pine City Dragons get the victory 87-32 over the Mora Mustangs. The Mora Mustangs were led in scoring by Amber Fix with 6 points. 4 of those came in the second half. And then we have quite a few players with 4, but Abby Kellish had 5 here in the second half. And then 4 for Megan Sperling, for Quincy Osmus, Carla Quall, and then 2 for Lauren Colgraf, Shay Osmus, 3 also for Lindsay Clevin. Don't want to forget about her. That equals out to 32. On the other side, Pine City Dragons were, there was plenty of offense to talk about. Carly Jusak had 31, 20 for Sophie Lotti, 14 for Chloe Lind, and then it is 6 for Mallory Klepper, 5 for LSL, 4 for Summer Thiemann, 3 for Brooke Boland and Piper Metling, and then 1 for Vivian Lotti. Rebound-wise, though, plenty to talk about. Carly Jusak had 8, 6 for Chloe Lind, 2 for Sophie Lotti, 2 for LSL, and Piper Metling and Emma Belsheim, and 3 for Vivian Lotti. She was all over the place. Multiple players had multiple steals, 4 for both Sophie Lotti and Carly Jusak, 3 for Chloe Lind and Mallory Klepper, as well as, don't want to forget, LSL, and then 1 for Summer Thiemann, Piper Metling, and Vivian Lotti. They had 18 steals there in that first half alone. That's 18 in the first half alone. They had 6 here in the second half to equal out to 24 steals altogether. The Mora Mustangs had 3 steals altogether in the entire game. 4 rebounds for both Carla Quall and Sophie Steffen. That leads the team. 3 for Colgraf and Fix. That is second on the team. So the Pine City Dragons move to 1-0 on this very, very, very young season. The Mora Mustangs to 0-1. And looking at the upcoming schedules here for Pine City, they on Saturday will head down to Hopkins for the Hopkins Classic to take on a very familiar team, a very familiar foe in Sauk Center. Yeah, they have played Sauk Center quite a few times in the past couple of years. I think the first time I covered Pine City basketball, or maybe it was the second year, they faced off against Sauk Center in the season finale at home, and it was a 2-point loss. I think it was 44-42. Then they faced off against them in the quarter or semifinals in state, in which they, or not in state, in section play, and they fell to them. So they're very familiar with Sauk Center. Sauk Center's had their number the last couple of years, but this is an opportunity for Pine City to go out and show the entire class of AA what they can do. And then after that, they will go on the road next Thursday to East Central, and we will be there for that one as well. As for the Mora Mustangs, they will have another game this Thursday up in Isle against the Mille Lacs Raiders, and then next Thursday they will play at home again against the Aiken Gobblers. So a couple of games here the rest of this week for the Mora Mustangs and the Pine City Dragons, but the Dragons, again, head down to the Hopkins Classic on Saturday to take on Sauk Center before coming back to conference play next Thursday against East Central. And, of course, as I mentioned, we will be out there for that one. The Mora Mustangs will play Isle on Thursday, Mille Lacs in Isle on Thursday, and then Aiken next Thursday as well. So this was a good one here for Pine City offensively. Again, they really got going there in that first half, and there was a stretch of time where it just seemed like they couldn't miss. And for the Mora Mustangs, unfortunately, just couldn't find anything against that Pine City defense, who was just strong from the get-go. It was just so tough to get by them. Of course, steals help when you accumulate 24 of them and 18 in that first half for the Pine City Dragons. So stay tuned for to WCMP and KBEK morning shows, as we'll keep you up to date on scores around the local listening area on KBEK with Rockin' Robin Riley at 7:30 and 8:30 in the morning on 95.5 FM, and then on 100.9 FM with Joshua Miron at 7:45 and 8:45. That's when you can hear your local sports updates as well as some regional sports. We try and stick more to local, and we'll get you scores of some games around the area. I know a lot of games were postponed today, so might not have too many scores to talk about tomorrow, but we will have some, especially tonight's, and some other games still continued tonight, but a lot were postponed due to some teams having to travel quite a ways to play their games. I know the Mora boys hockey game was postponed tonight. The Pine City area girls hockey game was postponed tonight. So a lot of postponements, but stay tuned. We'll keep you up to date on rescheduled dates and who they'll be playing next, as well as who we will have coverage for next this week. I believe it will be Bram, as they get to host their first game of the season on Thursday, the Bram girls basketball team. But the final here in this one, the Pine City Dragons take the victory over the Mora Mustangs, 87-32. Want to thank all of you who tuned in here tonight to listen to me gravel on about the basketball game and listen to me cough in your ear or yell in your ear for the better part of an hour and a half. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the listeners, because without you, we really don't have a reason to come out here and broadcast these games. So thank you so much for tuning in, whether you were listening on 95.5 FM, 106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMPradio.com, or KBK.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors for sponsoring this broadcast. Of course, we can't do it without them, so thank you so much to all of the fine sponsors who sponsored tonight's broadcast. Again, we can't do it without them, so thank you so much. A huge shout out to all of our fine sponsors. And just remember, be kind to everyone, because you never know, your kindness could make or change someone's day. Once again, the final here in Mora, the Pine City Dragons 87, the Mora Mustangs 32. For WCMP and KBEK, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest and a safe drive if you're driving of your night. Once again, the final here in Mora, the Pine City Dragons 87, the Mora Mustangs 32. For WCMP and KBEK, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest and a safe drive if you're driving of your night.
Your home